Well, there are just a few weeks to go now before the big day and the coronation of Britain's King Charles III on May 6th. After years of being chastised in the press as the other woman and more recently portrayed in unflattering light by Prince Harry, Queen Consort Camilla has been taking her first steps on the international stage, most recently in Germany as the wife of Britain's King Charles III. But who exactly is she? To find out more about the new Queen Consort, I'm joined by our international affairs editor and royal watcher, Philip Turle. So, Philip, Camilla appears to have gone from being one of the most hated people in the UK to now the accepted wife and Queen Consort of the King.
That is absolutely right, Monty, and it's been rather a bumpy ride to say the least. Born in 1947, Camilla Rosemary Shan had a traditional upbringing among Britain's upper class. Her father was a British Army officer turned businessman, and her mother the daughter of the 3rd Baron Ashcombe. Rumour has it she first met Prince Charles in 1970, some say at a polo match, while others argue that they were introduced to each other by a mutual friend. And although they began a relationship, Charles, who was then in his early 20s, was reportedly not ready to commit to marriage. So in 1973, Camilla married British Army officer Andrew Parker Bowles, with whom she had 2 children. But the couple ended up living apart and finally divorced in 1994. Her relationship with Charles is reported to have been rekindled as far back as 1980, and they remained in contact even after Charles married Diana Spencer. The 2 women were even photographed together. However, it wasn't long before Diana realised, in her own words, that there had always been 3 people in her marriage, which of course for her was one too many. When in 1992 the press got wind of Camilla's presence after the divorce of Charles and Diana was pronounced, and she quickly became known as the other woman, she was blamed as being the person responsible for the marriage breakup. The animosity was so rife that even Diana herself described Camilla as the Rottweiler.
Well, Philip, that was bad, but didn't things get even worse for Camilla after Diana's death in Paris in 1997?
Yes, they did, and it certainly was a pretty difficult time for Camilla back then. She was not only blamed for Charles and Diana's breakup, but also by some of the more virulent newspapers who described her as a drunkard unfit for the role of queen. But despite the media onslaught and the hatred, Camilla stood by Charles's side, and the 2 eventually made their first public appearance together in 1999. And even though she and Charles married in 2005, it's still taken years for Camilla to become an accepted member of the royal family, and many still view her with a lot of suspicion. Even within the royal family itself, Prince Harry says he wondered whether Camilla was going to be the wicked stepmother like many others, relating in his book how he and William asked their father not to marry her.
Well, so Philip, how popular is the Queen Consort today?
Well, in a recent YouGov poll in the United Kingdom, 39% of the British public said they had a positive opinion of Camilla, compared to 26% who said they didn't. And she's the 10th most popular royal. That was something completely unthinkable just a few years ago. She's also the hardest, or 6th hardest working member of the royal family, carrying out 102 engagements last year. That's even more than Kate Middleton.
Question about titles. Why Queen Consort, not simply Queen?
Well, that's because she's the wife of the king, who is the reigning monarch. It's the correct title, just like that given to the late Queen Mother and all previous wives of reigning kings. In the case of Queen Elizabeth II, her correct title was Queen Régnante.
So, Philip, if Camilla ends up living longer than Charles, does then she take the throne?
No, she won't, because the crown passes to the next in the line of succession, which is the eldest child of the reigning monarch. In this case, it's William, Prince of Wales, who will succeed his father. And if Camilla is still alive, she will become known as the Dowager Queen.
Okay, Philip Turle, thank you so much. And with that, we come to the end of this edition of the Coronation Countdown. We'll see you next time, and keep in mind that you can find all the episodes on our website, France24.com.